it's not hard to have us have inspiration, right? We're very amazing when it comes to inspiration. But I love that because I think this innovate, which we're going to dive into, is once you're inspired to do something, sometimes that excitement takes over and you move too fast into action. Or sometimes that excitement takes over and then you overthink stuff and don't do any action. So this innovating bridge is, we really feel, going to help you guys really start to really look at where your business is at, where you want it to go, or where you're at in a business and where you want to go, and put that blueprint to be able to get there.
Hey, it's Kimberly Smith Austin, and I want to welcome you back to the Made to Inspire podcast. I am here with my awesome and amazing co-host, Misty Kerrigan. Hey, Misty.
Hey, Kimberly.
Hey.
Happy 2025.
It's here, 2025. Yes. Are you guys ready to rise and thrive in 2025?
Kimberly is infamous for your sayings before you hit that year.
Yes.
Rise and thrive in 2025.
That's it. Well, we're excited to be here with you today. And we are bringing you a show that's going to talk about the number one business strategy for 2025. Are you ready?
Well, statistically, Kimberly, they're not. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but what studies show us is that we kind of just do what we did last year, maybe a little better or right spot on to what we did.
Yeah.
So what do we do about that?
We're going to change, right? We're going to change. In fact, this is the time of the year when most people are like, I'm going to change.
New year,
I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to help myself feel great. I'm going to make more money. So we thought, what better way to start the new year than to talk about those things, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So what are we talking about today?
So our whole 2025 brand and where we're moving things is based on something original, unique. Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, Kimberly always says nothing is new
There's
under the
nothing
sun.
new under the sun.
But why don't you tell them what it is, because you were driving over here for us to work and you were at a co-working space and she ran in screaming, I got it. And now we're on a whole trajectory because of this amazing idea that is now our compass.
Right. Well, here's the cool thing. If you think about what we've talked about to you all over the last 3 years, it was inspiration to action. We're not changing. We're still the same. Misty is still the same. I'm the same. What we're doing is we're adding another component to it.
The missing component.
The missing component, which it never was really missing. It just, we didn't see it the way we see it now. So now, instead of inspiration and action, we're going to add a word right in the middle, dead set in the middle. Inspiration, innovation, and action.
So ironically, the innovation, which she's been saying all day now, the innovation word right smack in the middle led us to this, what do you call that when you go down the rabbit hole?
Yes.
It led us to a rabbit hole, what led us to these amazing tools that we're going to be able to launch this year and help out so many entrepreneurs, small business owners, and emerging leaders.
And not just small business owners. This is for the corporation as well. And here's what we love is the fact that innovation has been a part of our process for many years. If you think back to our book, The Millions of Possibilities, it's taking your inspiration from innovation or from inspiration to monetization. And it was about action. And when you think about it, in our book, we go through this process, these 5 steps, this 5-step framework to help you get there. Innovation has been the central core point. We just didn't call it as such. And so now we're calling it out, just like we're calling you out, to really think about how you can innovate in your organization in 2025. Studies have shown that organizations that are constantly innovate are constantly growing. So going back to that new year.
I was going to say, just ask Blockbuster.
Yes.
When you don't, what do you have a saying? I don't know if you remember, I just called you out. But remember, when you don't innovate, you, something about disappearing. It's that whole, where there's no vision.
That's right.
You can't
the people
prosper.
shall perish.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it's the same thing. A company that is not on the innovation or has those mindsets to stay in innovation, they are no longer with us. It's why there's things out there that show us the top Fortune 500 companies, unless they're really amazing, they don't last.
That's right.
They come, they peak, they leave because they stay only with that sort of one and done, this was our product, this was our way.
And we want to help you change that. I think the thing you were thinking about, I always say embrace or be erased.
Yes.
That's the thing, because we have to embrace innovation. And if you think about it, that's innovation in every aspect of our homes, in our lives, in our businesses. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. But we're excited because this is a 5-part, yes, we said 5-part podcast series. Today is the intro, and we're going to break it down for the next 4 weeks. So we invite you to come back, get ready, because we're going to have something for you.
I love it because we're here like jumping through the screen. It's not hard to have us have inspiration, right? We're very amazing when it comes to inspiration. But I love that because I think this innovate, which we're going to dive into, is once you're inspired to do something, sometimes that excitement takes over and you move too fast into action. Or sometimes that excitement takes over and then you overthink stuff and don't do any action. So this innovating bridge is, we really feel, going to help you guys really start to really look at where your business is at, where you want it to go, or where you're at in a business and where you want to go, and put that blueprint.
That's right.
To be able to get there.
Yeah. And Misty, honestly, when we think about today, I came in, I got it. We almost went into that crazy cycle of what do we do with it? Okay, how do we incorporate? But really taking the time to say, we have to move, right? Inspiration, innovation, action. That is the key word, and that's what we want to help you with today. So we've got three concepts, 3 ideas that we want to share with you that will be the trajectory and help you go to that next place. So let's get started.
Number 1 is understanding the power of innovation and why innovation is the cornerstone of the advantage in 2025. And so to really understand the power of innovation, I think you have to get out of that lack mindset and come in with that opportunity mindset where you're looking around, and instead of saying that's how it is, that's how it always is, or it worked last year, is kind of taking some new ways of looking at innovation and ask different questions.
Yes, I love that because we're going to talk about the creative thinking process. And when you really delve down into it, it takes you into divergent and convergent thinking. What are those things that are happening in our organization that are working or that are not working? How do we shift and move so that we take the organization to the new place? To whether you're an individual solopreneur, you're a small business, or you're the big corporate giant, you're just looking for change. We want to help you get there.
I really love Apple because when you compare Apple to, let's say, Dell, Dell was really locked on we're laptops, we're computers. Apple, and there's books about it, Apple was locked on, we help creativity with any realm someone's using technology. And they went from computers to iPhones.
Yes.
Because they stayed innovative, they weren't locked in a box. You know that at one point Dell tried to make phones? Didn't work out so well. Because they were not that brand of innovation. So this is important for all aspects of business, even how the public sees us.
That's right. I love that. Let's talk about the next one, which is bridge inspiration to action. And here's what we talk about a little bit, looking at how you're inspired and using that as the fuel to keep you going. Again, I walked in, I got it. But if we just looked at the fact that I had an idea and didn't take action, where would we be? We wouldn't be standing right here talking to you about this concept and preparing to roll out this 5-series podcast for you because we know the value. There's nothing like being inspired, but there's also nothing like doing nothing with what you're inspired with. It's one thing to have an idea, but it's another thing to take it into action. And that's what we want to help you do. We're going to give you actionable strategies that will help you get the results, the change, the transformation that you're looking for in your organization in 2025.
I love it how it played out today because we talked about it. We came in and really dove into what innovation meant for us individually, what it's going to mean for our Made to Inspire company, and then we moved into what is lighting our fire, right? Yes. We did the action. Absolutely. And once we had our fire lit, we went into step 3, which we're going to be really diving into for the next 4 episodes. We went into this concept of the creative thinking process.
That's right.
And the funny part is if you know us, you see the podcast, you know that we love to fight. And then it brings out the best in each other.
That's
with
right.
like, what's this idea? What's that? But what happened is we got to number 3, which is adopting a creative mind process. We went through our own process of being able to communicate and listen to one another's idea.
Yeah.
And the best part about the understanding the creative process and connecting Kimberly's The Power of Now is, if you've ever worked or you've been coached by Kimberly or she's come and train you, she is the let's do something this second. You want to lose weight? Let's stand up and in speeches she's infamous. Stand up, do some jumping jacks. Let's do some chair presses, because she's like, how do we put action to the idea so that we could get momentum?
That's right.
And even today, we looked at our schedules and we could record on 2 weeks from now.
Right.
We had the thing, we're like 2 weeks from now.
That's right.
And then we went through this creative process. We sat down and she said, well, what if we did it today?
Today.
And we both went, did other jobs, did other work, and then came back to align with the concept of what's the smallest thing we could do now.
That's right.
To move forward.
And we want you to think about that in your organizations, in your operation, in your life. What are the things that you can do now? What I find is so often we are a distracted society. We're busy doing 17,000 things, and it's easy to put it on the list and say, I'll do it tomorrow. But today, what's that little piece of action you can do? You know, get curious, be able to adapt, and develop this forward-thinking mindset on, I can do this. You know, I teach a lot about the all or nothing mentality. And so many people, when they say, I don't have 30 minutes to do this right now, guess what they do? Nothing. So if you took 5 minutes of your 30, guess where you would be? I've been doing that on the piano lately. I pulled it back out and I'm super excited because I said, nope, I may not have an hour or I may not have 10 years, but right now I have 5 minutes and I'm going to put it towards that. So think about that when you're in that creative thinking process. You and your team sit down for 5 minutes and brainstorm about this cup and how you can transform it to build more business or bring more business in your house, whatever it may be, but use that time and use it wisely.
I think you hit a good point, and I want to challenge our viewers to the power of now. Now is contagious.
Yes.
You see the dishes, do the dishes. You're going to get up and go for that run. Maybe you don't have the hour. Last night, I got home late. I've been working out every night. I didn't have the 30 minutes, but I had the 20.
Yes.
So instead of saying, I don't have 30 minutes, I just got on the treadmill for 20.
Yeah.
Not as a shame or blame I didn't do 30, but as a, you know what, it felt really good to do 20. So what can you do now? And that'll start your mindset to start to shift into now.
That's right.
And then as we go into, which I'm excited about, is that, especially in communication with businesses or one another, is how do we honor each other's creative process without it taking away from ours?
That's good. That's really good. In fact, one of the things we want you to do as an action step from today's podcast is look around you and think about what ways you can innovate. What ways can you innovate today? Because here's the truth. Innovation creates more income. It creates more opportunities. It creates more impact. And if you're really looking to make a change in 2025, not remain status quo, you have to look at what can I do differently? And that's really what innovation is. What can I do differently? How can I bring it to the marketplace, to the world for the benefit of this organization? Solo, major, doesn't matter. You decide. Right?
No, that's good. I'm taking. Sorry, guys, I was taking my own notes. I'm all, yes, it's the power of now.
That's
Sit
right.
back and look at what needs to be brought forward, or what needs a little bit of innovation
That's right.
to help it be better.
Yeah. So what we're going to do in our show notes, we're going to have a short, very short activity for you to download. And what we want you to do is to download it and do it now. Not next week, but now. Because next week we're going to come back and do the compound effect, if you will, and add to this base to really help you innovate so you can be great in 2025. We know that there's something out there waiting for you.
Now go get it.